Hey there, it's Professor Gallagher, Skilled Ones, and that glorious time has come. The You Are Awesome app is complete. It has an app icon, and it's ready to install on your phone so you can show it off and dazzle friends and loved ones with your Swifty genius and the results of your tenacious coding. Let's load up that device with your creation. Swifters, your app looks great. Now it's time to install it on an iOS device. Now, by default, apps are installed on devices using their project names, but you might want to change that. Your project is probably named You Are Awesome, all one word, and that's likely too long a name to fully display under your app's icon. So to change your app's display name, that's the name that shows under the icon, just open the Project Navigator, click on the top icon, the blue project icon, make sure that Targets is clicked and the General tab, and then right here under Display Name, enter the name you'd like to use. I'm just going to enter Awesome, ! And that's it. And this is how my app is going to look when it's finally installed on my phone. Now, in order to install your app on your device, first plug your device into your Mac, then under the Windows menu, select Devices and Simulators. Now, if your device is connected to your computer and it's been unlocked, you should see the name in the Connected list on the left-hand side. Make sure that you click your device's name, and then since this is probably the first time you've installed an app on this device, you're likely to see a message at the top that says, your device is not paired with your computer. Now, when you plug in your device and open and unlock it, you'll probably see a message on the device asking if you should trust this computer. Go ahead and select Trust. And if you're given any other prompts for installation or approval, definitely go ahead and approve those so you can go through with the installation. So you might see a message like the yellow message that I have up here that says that the phone is busy, it's fetching debug symbols or things like that. Just be patient, it shouldn't take more than a minute or two. The message will go away when it's finished. Also make sure Show as Run Destination and Connect via Network are clicked. And after that, as long as your device has Wi-Fi turned on and it's on the same Wi-Fi network as your Mac, this should allow you to install updated versions of your app from Xcode to your device using Wi-Fi so you don't have to plug the device back into your Mac. Now, just one caveat that might still be the case, I'm not sure, but my university, like many universities worldwide, is part of the EduRoam University Network. Some of my students have reported issues getting Xcode on their Mac to wirelessly connect to devices on the EduRoam network. If that's still the case, it's probably an issue with network security at your institution, but you can still use a physical cable to connect your device to your computer each time you want to update your app. Now, if you install a friend or loved one's device on your computer because you want to install your app on their devices, it's totally okay to do that. You'll need to have them password unlock their device and go through all the pre-approvals that you're doing here. Installing an app on other devices is totally fine, but as of this recording, unless you have the $99 paid Apple developer account, your app is going to time out after 7 days and you're going to need to reinstall it. Now, you can reinstall the app as many times as you want, but it's not until you get the paid Apple developer account that apps installed on devices won't expire. Now, one upside is that once you do get the $99 account, you can also submit apps to the App Store, and you can set up special beta test distributions outside of the public App Store release, and your beta testers should be able to download and install your app on their devices without being connected to your Mac or even on the same network. Now, also really important, if you wrote an app that plays sound like we did here, make sure your device isn't set to mute. Even if the volume is turned up, if your device is on mute, you're not going to hear sound from this app. But after all this, we're ready to install. Just select your device's name from under the scheme. That's the center pull-down menu in the toolbar where we had selected different devices to either run in the simulator or to run in the Canvas preview. My device is John's iPhone. There's one more thing that I need to do that might not be an issue for you, but I'm using a beta version of Xcode which simulates iOS 16 by default. As of this recording, that version of iOS is also in beta, and my device isn't running the beta version of iOS, it's still running a version of iOS 15. That's a version lower than the minimum deployment target that Xcode initially set up by default when I created this project. Now, I'm not using any special iOS 16 features in this app. We did try a few of those out in our lessons, but we removed them before getting to the final app. So since I don't have any iOS 16 features in the app, I should be able to install it on an iOS 15 device, but I still need to set the device's minimum deployment target to iOS 15 so it can install on my iOS 15 device. And this is how you do it. Just open the Project Navigator, click on the blue project icon at top, and once again make sure that you're in Targets and the General tab. Then under this area that says minimum deployment, see how it currently says iOS 16? That's the version of iOS that we're simulating in Xcode. That's larger than the iOS version that's running on my device, but I'm just going to pull down in this menu, select 15, and now the app is ready to install on my iOS 15 device, no problems. Then you click the same play button that you used to run the app in the simulator, but this time, since the scheme is your connected device, Xcode loads your app on your device. Now, the first time you install, you might see a prompt that asks you to register your device. If so, click Register Device, go through any additional prompts on that device to make sure that you're setting things up and you're approving app install on that device. Now, one thing that's also cool is that during runs from Xcode, Xcode is still connected to your device until you quit the app. So if you run an app from Xcode and it's running on your device, and that app prints to the console, you'll actually see that output on your Mac. And if you pause or use any debug features, they work in Xcode on the code running on your device, even though the code is running on a physical device and not in the simulator. Now, this can be especially useful if you're writing code to use features that you want to test on a real device, things like the accelerometer, shake detection, GPS for local positioning, or the camera. Now, once you quit the app or shut down Xcode, any subsequent run of the app on your device runs without any Xcode connection. And after a short amount of time, an app icon will briefly appear on your device. The app's going to launch on its own. Very cool. And once this happens, try the app out on your device. Outstanding. Mission accomplished. Now, one more thing you should know. I'm getting an error in Xcode right now, and the reason for this is that Xcode requires the app to be set to iOS 16 to run in the preview canvas in Xcode, so I've got to go back into the project and reset the minimum deployment target from 15 to 16, but once I do that, real-time app preview in my canvas works fine. Congratulations, you built your first app, you learned a ton about Swift programming, developing using SwiftUI. You can bask in the admiration that your app now bestows on you, and in the adoration of those who will marvel at your mad skills. Now, we'll be building many more apps in this series, but take time to celebrate your accomplishments. I'm proud of you. Remember, if you tweet at me with a screenshot or video of your app, or your build in Xcode using the hashtag BuiltWithProfG, you might win one of the weekly My Mac Builds app laptop stickers. If you win, I'll mail it anywhere in the world. I hope you win. It's a nice perk, and your Mac absolutely does build apps. Feel free to tweet out a new post with each app build. But even if you don't tweet, drop a comment, let me know you finished the build, let me know if you enjoyed the series. Keep hacking!